Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel TechSage Academy. We are excited to bring you a brand new video series that will take you on a journey into the world of graphical user interface development using Python's Tkinter library. Tkinter is the widely used toolkit for building cross-platform desktop applications, and in this series, we will cover everything you need to know to become a Tkinter Pro. We will start with the basics, exploring how to create windows, add widgets, and handle user input. Then we will dive deeper into more advanced concepts like event handling, layout management, and creating interactive and responsive applications. By the end of this series, you will be equipped to build professional quality desktop applications. So make sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, share it with anyone you think might benefit from it. In this episode, we will kick things off by creating our first Tkinter window, adding labels and formatting labels. So stay tuned and keep coding. So friends, in this video, we are going to learn Tkinter, how to create a basic window in Tkinter, how to place labels on the window that you have created using Tkinter. Now, what is Tkinter? Tkinter stands for Toolkit Interface. It is a library available for Python using which you can develop GUI applications. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. So the desktop applications that you usually see in your computer are GUI applications. Those kind of GUI applications can be developed using Tkinter interface. Now this Tkinter is the most widely used package which is used to develop desktop applications in Python. So let's start learning how to develop a desktop application using Tkinter and how to do the basic tasks in this video. So to create my GUI application, I'm going to open IDLE for Python. I'll go to File menu, New. This will open up a script file in which I'm going to type the program for Tkinter application. When you install Python, Tkinter is installed by default, so you don't need to install it separately. So this module is already present when you install Python application. So I'm just going to import Tkinter module, import Tkinter as Tk. Now this Tk that we have written is an alias for Tkinter. So instead of using Tkinter word in rest of our program, we'll be using only Tk. Once we have imported the module, the first thing that we are going to do is to create our main window. The main window in which rest of the widgets. What are widgets? Components like labels, buttons, text box, combo box, radio buttons, checkboxes, etc. All these are called widgets. So in the main window, we will place our widgets. In this video, we will be learning how to place labels, how to format them, and how to arrange them in the window. So let's start. So I'm going to create my main window. We can give any name to this main window, but generally it is named as root. It is not necessary that you name it as root, but generally it is named as root. So I'm going to give it name as root. Root is equal to Tk. Now this Tk is the alias name that we have given, Tk for Tkinter, Tk dot Tk. Now this function with capital T is going to create my main window. This main window will be created, and in the end of this program, I'm going to write root dot main loop. Now, what does this root dot main loop function will do? You can see that just for example, take this script window of Python. This window is there on the screen till I click on this close button. So when I click on this close button, this window will close. So till that time, this window is running in a loop. Continuously, it is staying on the screen in a loop. So this main loop function will make our window remain on the screen till we press close button. So let's start with this. Let's try. Let's check what it has created. So first of all, I have to save my file. I'll save my file. I'll save it on desktop. I'll give it name as GUI. The program is saved. Let me run it. So here you can see this is my first Windows application which is created, and it will remain on the screen till I press this close button. So I'm going to click on this close button. The program has ended. Now let's come back to the script. Next, what we are going to do, we are going to define the size of the window. Let me define the size of the window. The size of the window can be defined with the function geometry, root.geometry. So I'm going to define the size. When I press on opening bracket, you can see some parameters are being displayed here. So what I'm going to do within quotes, I'll give the resolution of this window. Resolution is pixels horizontally into pixels vertically. So 1080 is my horizontal number of pixels horizontally. Small x for into, that is by. Let me give here 640. 1080 by 640. Close the bracket. Now again, let's run this program. Save this program first and click on run module. And here you can see that the size of the window is bigger. It is 1080 horizontally, 1080 pixels horizontally, and 640 pixels vertically. So let me close this window. Now, one thing that you should see here, when I run this window, by default, on the caption bar, the title bar, on the title bar of this window, TK is getting displayed. I'll give my own title here. To give the title, I'll write root dot title GUI application in Tkinter. So this is my title. Let's check again. Run this program. And here you can see on the caption bar, I'm getting GUI application in Tkinter. Now let's learn how to change the background color of this window. So to change the background color, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use another function, root.configure. Root.configure bg is equal to, let's say I'll give it a yellow color. Run this module. And you can see the background color of this window is changed. It is yellow color. So now let's start placing the labels on the screen. Now, before we place labels on the screen, let's try to understand what labels are. Let me go to File menu and I'll open this Save As dialog box. So when I click on this Save As dialog box, you can see here file name is written, Save As type is written. So this information is getting displayed. I cannot change this text. So labels are those widgets which are used to display text information on a window, that information cannot be changed. You cannot type in that label. Of course, we can change it programmatically, but you cannot type in these labels. They are just used to display some information. For example, this file name label is showing that or indicating that in this text box I should type the name of the file, or the save as type is indicating that I should select a type of file from this drop down. So they are just for displaying information. We are going to create these labels in our window. So to create label, and I'll be creating multiple labels. Why I'm going to create multiple labels? Because I'll be showing different formatting styles for the labels. So let me create the first label. I'll name it as label 1, LBL1. LBL1 is equal to. Now, this label is a component of Tkinter. It is a Tkinter widget. So tk dot label, and we have to specify that in which window this label will be placed. So the master window for this label, or the container window for this label, will be root, comma. Second option that I'm going to give, second parameter, is text. What should be displayed on the label? So let's say I'm developing an application for students. The text that I'm going to display is admission number for the students. Close the bracket. This label is created, but this label has to be placed in the window. It is created for the window. We have defined that this label will be contained within the window, root window, but we have not placed it. So to place this label, I'm going to use a function lbl1 dot pack. Pack function is going to place this label on the window, and by default this pack function will place the label in the center of the window, top center of the window. So let's run this program and check it. Here you can see in the top center of the window the label is placed. We will learn how to place these labels on left or right side of the window shortly. So once this label is placed, let's look at some other properties for it, right? So I'll go to my code. Then let me change the background color of this label. So bg is equal to I'll say green, and let me change the foreground color. Fg is equal to, let's say, red. So you can see the background color of this label is green and foreground color of this label is red. Now let me change the font style, size, and boldness. So to change the font and properties of font, I'll use font is equal to, within brackets, because I'm going to specify multiple parameters here. So the first parameter that I'll specify is the font. So I'll use Times New Roman font, comma. Second parameter I'm going to specify is the size. So let's say 24 is the size of the font. And the third parameter is I'm going to specify the thickness. So it will be bold within quote. Let's run it again. And you can see the font type is Times New Roman, size is 24, and it has become bold. Now, relief. it defines the style of the label. Now, the default style of the label is flat. So we can explicitly mention it flat. This flat is the default style of the label. So when I run this program, you will not observe any change because this style of the label is flat by default. It looks as if a flat object on the window. So this is my first label that I have created. Now let's create some more label and try to format them differently. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to copy this label 1 instructions and I'll just rename them label 2 and label 2.back. So let's say label 2, the text of this label 2 is name. Background color, I'll change the background color this time. I'll take orange. Foreground color, I'll take as blue. Font, I'll take as Calibri. Size, leave it as 24. Bold, leave it like that. Now this relief, I'm going to change this relief. So this relief, I'm going to change it to groove. Groove. And let us make some changes in the placement of the label. I'm going to place this label towards the left side of the window. So there are a few things that we can do. First thing, side is equal to left. This is one thing that we can do. Let me run this program and show it to you. And you can see, first of all, the appearance of this label. It is a little bit embossed within the window. So this is the groove style. You can see the border of this label. This is called the groove style. And you can see the difference between this flat label admission number and this one. Now, since we have selected side is equal to left, it has aligned the label on the left hand side of the window. But another thing that you can see that the vertical alignment of this label is also center. I don't want that. I want it to appear in the next line to this admission number label. So let me adjust it. I will not use this side is equal to left. Rather, I'm going to use anchor parameter. Anchor parameter is equal to NW. Now, what is this NW? NW stands for northwest. So north, that means towards the top, and west, that means towards the left of the window. This label will be placed. So let me run this program again, and you can see that it has been placed on the northwest side. And it is placed in immediately the next line of this admission number label. So this is label number 2. Let me create another label and give some other properties to it. I'll just copy and paste label 2. This is label 3 now. Label 3. Let me change it to Arial 24. Now, instead of groove, I'll give the property as raised. So let's say what happens when you give raised property. And this anchor, let me change it to NE. NE stands for northeast. So it will be placed in the next line to label 2 and will be placed on the right side of the window. So let me run this program. And here you can see name appears on the. Let me change the name class. So this class label will appear on the right hand side of the window. And again, you can see the difference in the border. It is raised. It is giving a kind of 3D effect. So it is raised and the font is Arial this time. Let me create one more label and use some other properties. This will be label 4. So label 4, I'll change the name text to section. Let me change the color. This time color should be background color should be red and foreground color should be white. Let me try Comic Sans in MS. Comic Sans MS. In the reliefs, I'm going to change the property. It is ridge. Let's see what happens when you give ridge, and I'll place it on the left hand side, northwest. And this is label 4. Run this program. Yes, so font is also changed in the white color. And again, see the difference between the border. This difference is clearly visible. Now, let's create one more label. Label 5, and the text on this label should be ear, background black, foreground yellow, and this is courier bold. And here I'll give solid. Relief is solid, and let's change it to northeast. And again, you can see the difference. Let me create one more label. This is label 6. Background white, foreground black. Default foreground is black itself. Let me change it to leave it as courier. And this is sunken. And the anchor northwest. So run this module and you can see that this label is appearing sunken into the window. It is as if it is inside this window. So you can see the difference between all these labels that we have created. One more property that we are going to learn here. The border property of the label. Border, I want to give a border to my label. So now the border property will not be applied to the flat relief. Like if I apply border, for border, I'm going to use BD is equal to, and you give a number here. So let me give 5. But this border is not going to work. It will not be visible. There is no visible sign of border in this flag. Let me change this border property for group. BD is equal to 5. And you will see the difference. You can see the border of this label is a little bit thick. Let me change the thickness of this border. I'll change it to 10 and you'll be able to observe it more. This is the 10. You can apply this border to rest of the reliefs, but you cannot apply the border. This border will not work with flat. So I'm just going to copy this border and apply it to rest of the labels. Of course, it is not visible with the black one because the border color is also black and the label itself is black. Let me change the color of the label so that from you should be able to observe the border here. So let me give the color as cyan and foreground color as pink. So run this program and you can see the thickness of the border. So this is how we can create labels, format them, and place them on the window. I can arrange all these labels one after another just by changing this anchor property. So let me change the anchor property of all these labels. They will be placed on the left hand side one after another, and I think the section here, uh, date of birth. Change the text of this last label. So they are placed on the left hand side. We'll be learning more in coming up videos with different styles of placement or different methods of placement of widgets on the screen. Uh, we'll be learning functions like grid and place to place the widgets on the screen on different locations. That will be coming up in the next videos, and we'll be learning about more widgets in the coming up videos. So I hope you have understood how to create a basic window, the main window of your GUI application, and use the labels to place the content on the window. I hope you have liked this video. To learn more about Tkinter and GUI based application, subscribe to our channel and hit on that like button. See you in our next video.